There's three things, okay? Three things that you can guarantee in life. One, taxes. Two, death. And three, losing the series to the New York Mets. Even though clearly they should have had it in game three. Should have, would have, could have, and they definitely should have. They should have won this game if it wasn't for one goddamn player, dude. Oh my word. I gotta be honest here. It's 10:21 p.m. and this game ended about 3.5 hours ago. Well, actually, close to 3 hours ago. And I'm still upset and salty about this one. I don't know where to start. I gotta be honest. I have no desire. I have complete no desire to do this. To do this recap, if I'm being honest here. Anyway, it's Connor Gillespie going up against Clay Holmes. Gillespie starts off with the pitching. You know, since the first inning, he's been pretty good. The one hiccup in the first inning, which is, Lindor striking, no swinging. Okay, Juan Soto hit it single to right. Bad. Pete Alonso doubling the center that allows Soto to score. In which Hicks had a chance to get him out, but they just didn't do it. Just missed him. Pop up and fly it out. So one hiccup in the first inning. Okay. In the first inning too, bottom of the first, Stowers walked. Matt Mervis singled to right, and then Lopez grounded to fielder's choice. Fine. And the pitching has been pretty good up and down. But at least with the Marlins, right? The Marlins, they're hitting the baseball. They just can't get the runners there until the bottom of the third inning. See, with Gillespie, he's been pitching 1, 2, 3 innings. He's been pretty good since then, since the first inning. In the bottom of the third, though, Edwards bunt, and that was a perfect bunt, too. He was able to reach first on a single. Then Stowers walked, and then Conine hits a single to center, and all of a sudden, bases are loaded. Bases would be loaded at this point. Then Matt Mervis comes in, and what we needed is a sacrifice fly. We needed a sacrifice fly, and Mervis did deliver a sacrifice fly. At least I was thinking, if we have a sacrifice fly, that would be pretty good. He did get a sacrifice fly, so he ties it up. Then the next batter up, Otto Lopez. It was a fielder's choice, but an error from Vientos. See, Vientos didn't have a good game. I think he had a horrible game defensively, too. It was an error committed to Vientos, in which that allows Stour to score, and it's a go-ahead run. It's a 2-1 Marlins lead so far. So more chances to add on to the lead. Both batters, Poli and Hicks, both struck out swinging. Alonso hits a double at the top of the fourth, but Gillespie was able to get out of that. Pretty good. 1, 2, 3 inning for the Marlins. Gillespie, 2 outs already with the ground out and fly out and the foul outs. The first, Singer with his first major league hits gets a double, but Lindor struck out swinging, which is pretty nice. Way to get out of that jam. Bottom to fifth, Stowers grounded to second, not good. Conine then hits a single. Mervis struck out swinging, and Otto Lopez reached an infield single, which would then Conine go to second. And then Garrett comes in to pitch for Clay Holmes. So Clay Holmes' day is done, and it's a ground for Poli. And then the Marlins did a strange thing. I don't know if it would make a difference. Why are we not leaving Gillespie out in the sixth? Why? I don't care if there's Soto and Alonso, right? I don't care. The thing is, with our starting pitching, most of the starting pitchers this season ends either after the fifth inning is over or didn't get through the entire sixth inning. Why are we hesitating to have the pitchers go through the sixth inning? Why are we hesitating? You're supposed to have an inning eating pitchers, inning eaters that you quote. Why aren't we doing it? I don't know why we ain't doing it, dude. Anyway, Veneziano gets a 1-2-3 inning. I mean, he did that against the heart of the lineup. Soto, Alonso, and Nimmo. Okay. If Gillespie did that, would you put Veneziano in seventh? I don't know. Garrett then comes in to still pitches for the Mets. 2 outs already. Sonoha hits a single. Edward reached on it's an infield single as well. And then Stowers grounded the first. Just an opportunity wasted. Then Fortes then comes to the catch. Lick Betcher. He walks Winker. He struck out Vientos. And he was able to force a double play, which is pretty nice. Bond the 7th. All right, Bond the 7th. Conine, AJ Minter, right, now comes in to pitch. Conine hits a ground rule double, and running to first base, he stumbles and falls. Which, okay, that was pretty funny, but he had a ground rule double, which is okay. And then Jonah Bride comes in to pinch hit for Matt Mervis. And this is where I feel like my patience is very thin with Jonah Bride. See, if it wasn't for the fact, let's see, what position does Jonah Bride play? And I'm just curious. First base, right? Just like Matt Mervis. If Connor Norby comes back up, he needs to be optioned down to AAA. This is embarrassing. Okay, he cannot hit for anything. He is not that clutch. I'm sorry, he's not. He struck out looking. And honestly, okay, that was a questionable call, but why aren't we swinging? Conine that goes to third from the balk. I mean, Minter falls down. He falls down off the mound, which would be a balk. Donato Lopez was able to reach, and Conine was able to score on an infield single, which was extremely close. In all fairness, it was extremely close to foul ball. But Vientos made a pretty bad play. And it would become fair ball. And Conine was able to score. So it's 3-1 Miami. Poli that grounded to first. That's not good. Stanek then pitches for the Mets. And Nick Fortes hits a single to right. That totally gets by. Juan Soto muffs it. And Lopez able to score. It's 4-1 Miami. Looking very good. And Wagaman walks. Sonoha struck out looking. Feeling pretty good and feeling a little bit optimistic. Galvin Fauché comes in. Jonah Bride now goes to first. And everything went wrong at the top of the 8th. So Taylor grounded to third. Okay, good starts. Torrens then hits for Senger, and he hits a single. And in my mind, I'm thinking, if we can get these guys out and get past a little bit of a hard to lineup with 1 or 2 outs and get the third out against Soto or Lindor, we might be able to have a shot. But here's what really happened. Torrens hit the single, okay? Then Lindor hits a single to right. That allows Torrens to go to third. Then Juan Soto comes up. We needed a double play real badly, a double play. What happens is Soto grounded to fielder's choice, and there was a ball thrown to home, and he was able to tag out Torrens at home. At the time, I thought it was a good play. But then here comes Pete Alonso, and I was nervous as a wrecking ball. I was fearing what might happen, and it came true. 9 pitches. Fauché needed one more pitch, and he threw a meatball down the middle, and Pete Alonso ties it up. I knew it was coming. I was a nervous wrecking ball at the at-bat. If we had Soto out with the double play, I wouldn't be as nervous as much. But there was 2 men on, and Alonso was on the plate. He's a Marlins killer. He has 2 base hits already. And he gets another home run against the Marlins. And worst of all, it's a game-tying home run. And from that point forward, I knew it. I knew we were going to lose this game. Nimmo ground out to the pitcher. That's pretty much it. Bottom of the eighth, though. Torrance now catching. Xavier Edwards reached an infield single. Edwards stole second. And then a wild pitch from Edwin. This is Edwin Diaz, by the way. So Edwards at third. We have a good opportunity to recapture the lead. Stowers struck out looking. Then Conine. Conine, I thought, here's what I really needed. A big hit, a sacrifice fly, because X can run fast. Conine then grounded to second. And X was running as a mofo. He was safe initially. Then the Mets challenged it. And they said there was enough to overturn that the glove hit the wrist of Xavier Edwards. To me, he was already home base. His fingers was already there. Just when the glove hit his wrist. He's safe. If anything, there was not much to overturn. And everybody knew it. Even SNY said there was not enough to overturn it. Yet somehow it is. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. I don't give a shit if people tell me if I don't watch the games, I don't know the rules. First off, I'm an umpire. I know the rules. Second of all, I don't feel like there was enough to overturn it. I really don't feel like there was enough to overturn it. So it should have been 5-4 Miami at that point. We were robbed from that. Absolute robbery. And then Conine was caught stealing. 1-3 inning at the top of the ninth. 1-3 inning at the bottom of the ninth. Then we go to extras. Taylor singles to center. That allows Acuna to go to third. Torrens then flies out to right. Lindor popped to third. And Soto then grounded to third. We have an opportunity to win at the bottom of the 10th. Dane Myers runs for Paulie. Fortes with the sacrifice bunt. So Myers goes to third. And I swear, Eric Wagaman is actually testing my patience. He then grounded to shortstop. And first off, why is Myers running? That ball was going towards the shortstop. And he was out by a mile at home plate. Why are we doing this? And first off, with Wagaman, hit the damn baseball. You're just chopping it all the time. Come on, man. And then Sonoha flied out to the catcher. And then top of the ninth, Curry was awful. And then all of a sudden he got good after giving up a run or two. Alonso walked, Nimbo singles to center, so bases are loaded, and then Winker with a 4-pitch walk. And then Vientos grounded fielder's choice, and then there's a fielding error by Xavier Edwards. Bases still loaded, nobody out, and it's 6-4 Mets. Then Acuna grounded to double play, go to home, and then go to first. And then Taylor flat out center. Unbelievable! Bottom of the 11th. Sonoha is second. X singled to left. And Sonoha ran like a mofo to get to home. Okay. Then Stowers walked. So there's 2 men on. Conine that struck out swinging. Brazabon comes in to pitch. I remember Brazabon. Everybody else remember Brazabon? Bride flied out to right. Edwards go to third. And Lopez struck out looking. And that's your final score. 6-5 Mets. We should have won this game if it wasn't for the fact that the pitching, and especially Forshade, did not do the job. Oh my God. This loss was so painful. This was painful to talk about because I really wanted to talk about the Marlins actually winning the series for once in their goddamn lives against the Mets. We should have. And they broke our hearts. And you know what's the worst part? They're going to keep doing that over and over. Every time they play against the Mets, they're only going to get one win or they get swept. It's not often they win the series against the Mets. It's hardly. Sure, they did that last year, but that was by pure luck. And we got them again next week at Citi Field. How are we going to compete against that, man? I don't know. I'm done talking about this game. Pitching, there's 9 strikeouts as a whole for the whole pitching for the Marlins. Gillespie was 6 strikeouts. He was pretty good. The Mets, 6 strikeouts as well for Holmes, but a couple of more. I'm not going to say the number because, for obvious reasons. They got 2 more strikeouts than the Marlins did. So you think about that math. Curry with the loss, Buddha with the win, Brassepan with the save, and I'm done talking about this. That's good to do for this one, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Good night.